Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Plan B TV News. Nnamdi Kanu just struck a deal with the federal government, and they are going to release Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu is going to be out to. For all of you that are saying, "Oh, they cannot release Nnamdi Kanu," now there is a deal. Nnamdi Kanu have met with the deal with the federal government and said, "If you release me, this, that," and I want you guys to watch this particular video of Senator Abiribe on how they met with the Attorney General of Nigeria and they did the strike with the Attorney General of Nigeria and what Nnamdi Kanu said and the reason they are releasing Nnamdi Kanu this very month. And I want you guys to watch the particular video. We'll be right back.
Go beyond this. You can pause back here. No, I think it's beyond. Because I was supposed to be at the back. Let's come back. Let's go back at the back. Are you okay? Yeah, sit back. Nigerians want to know the purpose of your meeting with the AGF this morning, sir. Yes, this is the members of the Southeast Senate Caucus. And we are here to see the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice on a very, very important matter to the people of the Southeast. It's the matter concerning Nnamdi Kanu and the continued legal wranglings concerning his incarceration. The Southeast Senate Caucus, just like the rest of the members of the Southeast, put the business leaders, the clergy, the political people, and everybody in the Southeast are all very worried about it, knowing that that has been the fulcrum, I would say, for what is going on in the Southeast regarding the insecurity. All the criminals and all the people going around causing mayhem in the Southeast have all said that it is because Nnamdi Kanu is being held. We know that this is not the truth. It's just that we have gotten to the point where people are now hijacking a legitimate call for his release and turning it into something that has led to deaths and destruction of properties and so many other undescribable mayhem that is going on in the Southeast. And so we came to meet with the Minister of Justice and Attorney General because we know that at the end of the day, everything that happens in the political, in the legal scheme will eventually come to his office. And we came to appeal to him to help us to let Mr. President know that all leaders of the Southeast feel that the release of Nnamdi Kanu will help in dousing all the tensions and everything that is going on in the Southeast. And we are very, very certain that his duty as the Attorney General also gives him the powers of nolle prosequi, the powers of making sure that litigation don't continue and the sufferings of the people of the Southeast continue. That is the essence of why we came here. And I think you know also, I think it's also clear that several different groups in the Southeast, including the Southeast governors who met yesterday, have all been making exactly the same type of plea. And we think that this will help us to bring to an end all the insecurity problems going on presently.
So focus met Mr. Kanu to know whether it is willing to accept either conditional release or not.
Yes, on behalf of the caucus, I met with Nnamdi Kanu myself on behalf of the rest of the caucus on Monday. Today is Wednesday. We met with him between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. on Monday, and he is very, very supportive of this, our plea to the President and of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Yes.
They need the senator to be a stupid man, and we will be willing to stand.
I don't think that is necessary to ask. We came here on his behalf, and that tells you that any of our senators that you see, the 15 of us, by the way, the 15 of us signed this letter. A few of us are not here just for reasons of logistics and all that. Some are also not. But we all signed the letter, and you will also have a copy of the letters that we did. So any senator in the Southeast is very willing. The governors are willing. The business leaders are willing. The clergy, they are willing. So the traditional rulers are also willing. So I do not think that anything will stop us if it comes to that. And he has also assured me that he is ready to fulfill any conditions that are put that will lead to his early release.
Sir, is there any positive response from the AGF?
Yes, the AGF received us very warmly and also told us that, of course, this is a request for which he has to go and study it, digest it, and take to the president, because he won't take the ultimate decision. I think it's a decision of the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Mr. Lastly, I don't know if I asked you because I came late. What is your appeal to the president to the of this very case?
The appeal is that this matter cannot be resolved legally, and if we continue with the legal wrangling, that it will continue to cause the insecurities, because the legitimate demands has been hijacked by criminals, undesirables, and all manners of elements who have used it to perpetrate their own nefarious deals on the rest of the people of the Southeast. Nobody in the Southeast likes what is going on. People cannot go out of their houses on Mondays. People are maimed and killed and all that. And some people are roaming around, killing even security men in the name of looking for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu himself also confirmed to me last Monday that he never made any request of that nature, that anybody should go and kill people. In fact, he was very pained that the Southeast is suffering because of this. And he assured me that when the day is out, is also the day that they will now know those who are legitimate agitators and those who are criminal elements. Sorry, sir.
You have heard from the Aussie Smart, and I want you guys to watch this particular interview of Arise TV News with Kenneth Okonkwo, what he said about Nnamdi Kanu release, and we'll be right back to do some messages to this particular video.
Nnamdi Kanu has not done anything that other people from other zones have not done. We know about Sunday Igboho, of the Yoruba nation agitator. We know of the Boko Haram people that say they want a different country where Western education is an abomination. These people have been released. Not just that they have been released. In the case of Boko Haram, they've been re-assimilated to the society, given plum jobs, even in our military. They've been given money and been resuscitated, reconciled, and rehabilitated. Why is Nnamdi Kanu's case different? There is an ethnic and some unnecessary bias that is keeping that man in jail. The government should be wise enough to release this man. You can use the Julian Assange option. If you don't want to say you are losing face, you can release him conditionally. You can release him unconditionally. As a lawyer, I've watched the legal issues very clearly. And I saw that even in the courts, from the High Court to the Supreme Court, there are discordant tones amongst them. Even in the issue of bail, some of the tier of the courts are granted him bail. Even in the issue of the charges, some tier of the court had quashed all the charges. So you can see that the government has a lot of places it can stand to release the young man and bring peace to the southeast. He is now more like a political prisoner. I tell you something, the longer Nnamdi Kanu is in prison, the taller he becomes and the shorter the government becomes. They should take the intelligent way out of this and release him like they did to other people. Rehabilitate him and reconcile him as they are reconciling Southeast completely to the nation.
Now you have heard what they said. In our previous video, Peter Obi also talks about the release of Nnamdi Kanu. I think this is the rightful moment where everybody is calling out the federal government to release Nnamdi Kanu. They have had enough of it. And I said, okay, enough is enough. Federal government, you have to release Nnamdi Kanu. There are people that are jacking the call for the Biafra nation, and there are other people who don't want Nnamdi Kanu to come out because they are using it for business purposes. A lot of things that are going on because of Nnamdi Kanu. Now, thank God that you guys watched this particular video. You understand where the point is coming from. And anyway, I love you guys. This is when I'm going to be ending the video. I'm waiting for you guys in the comment section. What do you think about what Senator Abiribe said? What do you think about what our brother Kenneth Okonkwo also said? What do you think about Nnamdi Kanu being held hostage for the past 2 years, despite the judge signed for his release, but the federal government, through the power of DSS, still hold him hostage? What do you think about everything? Granting amnesty to Boko Haram, Fulani herdsmen, even Sunday Igboho and all of that, Showore, Metiala, but Nnamdi Kanu, they said they will never release him. What do you think over the years? What's going on in Nigeria politics, the APC political system, how they use their power to marginalize the Igbo people, despite what they are crying out for, the referendum, but the government are not seeing it from the angle of that. They're seeing it as if maybe they want to cause revolution in Nigeria. But still on still, we'll be waiting for you guys' opinion in the comment section or your thoughts about the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Do you think that releasing Nnamdi Kanu will not make or create peace in the Southeast? Because like what Mr. Shah said during the interview with that, don't you think Nnamdi Kanu have been held too long in the prison or in detention? Now that after 2 3 years, he cannot still hold that power of leadership to the IPOP anymore. Maybe when he come out, when he try to give command, they say, Baba, you just sit down, not another person they run the ground now. Let's say something like that. All these people that are calling for total lockdown, sit at home on Monday, and something like that. Maybe they are doing it for the fight of Nnamdi Kanu. What are your thoughts about all of this? I want to wait for you in the comment section. Do you think
I saw a report earlier today that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu says he's willing to abide by whatever rules and regulations are given to him for his release. I'm also sure that the governors of the Southeast, working hand in gloves with Ohaneze, will be prepared to take to go into some undertakings about the situation with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu when released.
Right. Well, I'm just going to come in there briefly. How do we know, Senator Obi, that Nnamdi Kanu still has the capacity to rein in his followers and members of IPOD? Because, I mean, everybody keeps saying that if he's released, it will lessen insecurity in the Southeast. I mean, he could potentially have lost his place in the movement, and therefore any any clout that he can wield in terms of influence may not be there anymore.
Well, I happen to know that when the President General of Ohaneze, Chief Engineer Emmanuel Iwayo, was going to visit with Nnamdi Kanu, he had called me to accompany him, but unfortunately I was not in the country, so I did not accompany him. I couldn't accompany him as a result of that. But like I said, when a child is crying and pointing the finger, in one direction. It's either the father or the mother of that child is there. So when everybody is saying, let Nnamdi Kanu be released, be put out of the hook, so that there can be a decrease in the insecurity in the Southeast, they cannot all be saying something wrong. There must be something what they are saying and what they are seeing.
Right.
So
you don't.
It's not that Nnamdi Kanu. It's not that Nnamdi Kanu 100% will solve the state of insecurity in the Southeast, but he will contribute immensely.
Right. So you don't
in
think
resolving
that
the state of insecurity.
Right. You don't think that the converse might be the case, and we're just playing the devil's advocate here. You don't think the converse might be the case that his release might serve to reinforce the ideology of his followers and perhaps reignite their secessionist agitations?
Well, Nnamdi Kanu is human. He has gone through these years of incarceration, and I'm sure it's a lesson. I'm also sure those who are agitating maybe are doing so still because Nnamdi Kanu is still under incarceration. By the time we all agree and work together and we'll have all hands on deck and we are all on the same page, it surely will be an easier approach to the problems. But since we are singing from different directions now, that's the problem. So I believe in moving forward, let us all be on the same page. Let us agree with what the elder statesmen have said from across the country. Let us agree with what the Pandef, Afenifere, Ohaneze, and the Southeast Governors Forum have said, and walk in that direction.
Right.
Let's give it a try.
What are your thoughts about all of this? I want to wait for you in the comment section. Do you think Nnamdi Kanu still hold the power of leadership, or if you come out, you don't get voice anymore? I'm waiting for you. All right, I love you guys. Please don't forget to subscribe. If you do, turn on your notification bell so that you wouldn't miss out our future uploads. And also like this video, share this video to all your platform. Above it all, please subscribe. I love you guys. God love you. Until we meet again in our next video. Peace out.
The longer Nnamdi Kanu remain in prison, the more the cause he is fighting for is being flourished by his own detention. Tinubu is a president that came from the trenches. He is one of those who fought for democracy and freedom. And I believe, if not for the fact that he went to exile, he could have ended up in prison with us in the 90s. Then someone of his own stature cannot be lectured about democracy or human rights, because we are all in the trenches fighting. So my expectation is that the problem cannot be solved by keeping the leader of the struggle perpetually in prison. You don't solve the problem. You can only solve the problem if you discuss the problem.